It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Because that's the bottom line. The Stone Cold Simpson.
Everybody dies.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
Woo! Yes, man! What the Rock is cooking.
Now, welcome to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
And we are live here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the only wrestling talk show here. I'm going to lower my camera a little bit. Wow, that was really high. Here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is Off the Mat with you every Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on WWSR. And, of course, with me, I got most of my cast here. First off, and let's begin. Mr. Alex Slows, how are you doing, sir?
Nothing much, Josh. I've been doing well. It's been a fantastic week in wrestling. I did see something on New Japan that I want to mention later in the show. So stick with us here the whole way through on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network because we got a good show for you in a good 2 hours.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And, of course, we have a special host for part of the show, Miss Jillian Cohen. How are you, dearie?
I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me back. Looking forward to talking some wrestling.
We're looking forward to having you. And, of course, before we do begin and we get to all the stuff, unfortunately, we have to start off on a bit of a somber note. Our partner, Lyle Gillen, he is not here this week. An unfortunate situation did happen. His dog of many, many years, who I knew for a very long time, knew him for 10 years, Jackson, passed away on Sunday. So Lyle is grieving, dealing with that. And of course, we send our thoughts and prayers and condolences out there to Lyle, to his family. And I'll give just a bit of a moment of silence for Jackson and his family, for Lyle's dog and everything like that. So just bear with me for a second. I wanted to do that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that, of course. And, listen, Lyle's like a brother to me. He's somebody that, my father always told me that, with humans, when you lose a human, it's a very, very sad thing. It's depressing, but their feelings towards you can change over and over again. With animals, that never changes. Jillian, you're knowing that now because you have a new puppy. I just got a dog. She's made several appearances on this show. Alex loves that freaking dog. Alex loves my dog. It's the funniest thing. But when I come home from work, she's always the first one to greet me at the door, and that never changes. And I have two cats as well that always greet me too. So when you have a dog or cats or any animals, they're always the first ones to greet you when you come in, no matter what the situation is, good day, bad day. So our thoughts are with you, bud, for sure, and with your family at this very tough time. Us here at Off the Mat, of course, and the Worldwide Sports Radio Network send our regards to Lyle and the Gillen family and all of them. So he will be back with us next week for sure. But let's get into everything now. Before we start into it, let's get into how you can listen and watch us here on WWSR. And it's very simple. I mean, it's talked about over and over and over and over again. It's like a Paul Heyman promo. It's like the same thing. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Well, spoiler alert, this is how you download our app. It's very simple. You download it. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store.
Free.
You go to WWSRN. You type that in. You click install. And the app is right there, and it's free of charge. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store. You type in Worldwide Sports. All over the place, you get our show articles, all of our show scheduling, bios of all the shows, about the shows, what they're all about. And we're only getting bigger and better every single week. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope. We are on all over the place. And we're also on worldwidesportsradio.com. I dare you to compare our website to any other website out there on the market. It doesn't even compare, nor does it come close to the amount of production and the amount of time and how organized everything is. We're the only website that gives out analytics. No other site gives out analytics. They don't. And we give out all the numbers to all you, the fans out there. And we appreciate you every single week, every day for all of our shows, not just our show, all the shows on the network, for tuning in and listening to us every single week. So definitely check out our app for sure. And of course, Alex has the Off the Mat website that he always updates as well. And really quick, Speedy, if you just want to put on the ticker, just really quickly, there's a phone number, 203-903-8271. That's 203-903. There you go. 203-903-8271. I had the number right. I just wanted to make sure. Please call in. We want to hear your voice.
We want to hear from you guys.
We want to hear from you. That's why we're here. We want to entertain you, but we want you to be part of the fun with us. That's what the point of this is. It's to engage you, the fans. Voice your opinions on something. What do you like? What don't you like about what's going on in the sport of professional wrestling right now? What are things you want to change? How do you like the Wrestlemania card? What do you think of it? Do you like everything that's happening? It's as simple as a couple of dials on your phone. Click it, and right away you're going to be on live with us. It's that simple. So, Alex, what is the website as well that the fans can reach?
Off them at wwsrn.com. You just look. There's a Google site link for it on my Instagram page, and it's also on Twitter as well. It's also on our Off the Mat Twitter. It's in the in our bio, our link bio.
And also, really quick, we want to thank our wonderful producer, Mr. Speedy PD, always with us. You don't see him now. You usually see him before the break with the blank screen, because he knows so much about wrestling. That's why he comes on with us. Not. So anyway, I love Speedy. I mean, I work with Speedy on the weekend crunch I do with Arrow on Friday night. We recorded and we have the show on Saturday. So we love Speedy. Actually filled in for Arrow 2 weeks ago, and he did a great job. He killed it. He knocked out of the park, so that was awesome. So kudos to him. All right, guys, there is a lot to digest. There's a lot to get into, and we have Jillian on with us till 8:30, so we want to get as much in as possible. And we are going to start off with a couple of things that we'll talk about. But I think the first thing we need to discuss is about, is the news that came out after the Fastlane pay-per-view. And that was the release of Andrade, who is now, by the way, his contract, it is not a no-move clause.
Nope, he can go anywhere he wants.
He can go anywhere he wants and start performing. So, Alex, I'll let the lady and the guest go first. Of course, ladies first, as they say. That would usually mean Alex goes first, but you're the actual lady on the show this week, so Jillian, what are your thoughts on the Andrade release? Where do you think he ends up, and what's the best spot possible for him? Because I know Alex really wants to dive into it afterwards.
Yeah, actually, good when you brought that up. Andrade, I was actually kind of shocked to hear that he was going to be released, but if that's his decision, then, do what's best for him. But I know I was speaking to Alex earlier today, actually, and Alex said, maybe he was telling me, regarding maybe he wants to go see Andrade in New Japan or Ring of Honor. I don't think that he would go to AEW. I do not think that that's the right landing spot for him at all. So I don't really watch Ring of Honor or New Japan, but, I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on this, see where he lands up. And, I just hope all the best for him, and his, what he does next will obviously everyone will definitely be watching. But I think Alex would kind of speak more to this decision of Andrade's release and where he sees him going.
So, Josh, based on what Jillian said, I feel like Andrade is going to go to New Japan, mostly over Ring of Honor or AEW, because he was originally in LIJ. He was a masked wrestler in LIJ. But the thing is, if he goes back to New Japan and he goes back to LIJ, there's a lot of members in LIJ right now, so somebody's either going to get knocked out of LIJ, possibly. We don't know. I'd like to see where that goes in the storyline. Maybe Andrade goes and joins the Bullet Club. Who knows?
I have a lot to say on this, and I agree with Alex on the landing spots. I think New Japan and Ring of Honor are the perfect spots for him. I know you said there's a lot of members in LIJ. The thing is, Evil had just left LIJ. So there is a spot to fill that void. And with Hiromu also out for a little bit of time, you need somebody else. You mentioned it, Alex. Rush was a member of LIJ. Well, Ring of Honor partners with New Japan. So what you could do is Andrade could go to Ring of Honor and partner up with Rush again and do it that way and be with Rush on that platform and share the platform and go to New Japan as well. He could do it that way. Excuse me. I think I agree with Jillian. AEW is not a spot. I can't. The roster's it's too loaded. I don't think they're going to be able to showcase his talents as much as well. I mean, the thing of it is,
they're not.
I mean, the thing of it is this, and if you notice that the guys that he thanked, I believe, were Triple H, William Regal, and
Paul Heyman. Yeah.
And Paul Heyman.
And AEW has been taking shots at all these people. So there's
I agree.
There's no
Right,
possible
so why
way.
would he go there if they're taking
Why
shots?
would he go there?
And that's the thing. And the thing of it is that, you know, when I look at a guy like Andrade is one of the most talented guys, I think, in the world. I mean, Dave Meltzer gave him a 5-star. And, you know, Dave Meltzer, Alex, doesn't really give out many 5-star match ratings. Dave Meltzer gave a 5-star match rating to Johnny Gargano about the match over Philadelphia and TakeOver Philly. They got a 5-star match rating for that. He killed it in NXT.
He did. Andrade was an NXT champion. And
he was an NXT
he
champion.
Put on a lot of good matches, even against Aleister Black.
And then he was an NXT champion.
Aleister Black even showed praise to Andrade, if you saw that on Twitter.
I did. Yes, he did, because that was his first match, and they had a rivalry. And he won the United States Championship, and of course, Zelina Vega was a huge part of his character as well. And you add the aspect of, I think it's a no-brainer for him to go to New Japan or Ring of Honor. I think he's going to end up in Ring of Honor and be with Rush again. That's where I think he is going to end up. New Japan, to me, is not out of the cards because, again, I know you said there's a lot of guys in there, Alex, and I'm not disagreeing with you. The thing is, there's some voids that they need to be filled right now. Evil has left, and Hiromu's out with an injury, and they haven't replaced those guys. So when
they haven't. So they need a fresh face. They need somebody new.
That's the thing, and it's somebody that when you look at a lot of the groups, when you look at Suzuki-gun, they have a variety, you know, with Zack Sabre Jr., you know, not being Japanese. He's in Doki has a variety with Bullet Club's got the GOD, you know, with GOD and those guys, so they have a variety. Even the Empire with Will Osprey and Jeff Cobb and what's his name?
Great
Khan. So they have a variety too. LIJ doesn't have that variety of flavor of different nationalities in the group. And when you look at somebody like Andrade, he would fit like a glove. Where the only question I have is how will him and Naito get along? Because the two of them, I could see Andrade trying to be a leader of that group, which would be very fascinating to me. Now, I think Naito is always going to be the leader of that group unless something crazy happens. But I think that's the perfect spot for him. And I think Ring of Honor is going to be where he goes, and he could still partner up with New Japan and do the thing. And that's the thing. Maybe you go to New Japan and you have some sporadic appearances with AEW because they have a partnership now. Maybe you do some one-off.
Who says that
a one-off thing with AEW? Yeah.
I mean, what if you did a match with Kenny Omega versus Andrade? I mean, you're talking. Ooh. I mean, that's a 5-star comp.
That is definitely a 5-star match.
I mean, that's something I think that needs to be looked at, and we will see going forward with how that goes. So other news that happened we're going to get into is I know Dave Bautista was supposed to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. He has decided to take a step back because of the fan base and the fans not being at the Hall of Fame induction. He felt it was not right for him to get inducted because the fans were the reason that he was so successful in the WWE. It would not feel right for him to go and get inducted. So Alex, I'll start with you first on this. When you hear that Dave Bautista was going to go, that he decided not to, is this the right decision for him? And is this also something that you see down the road will help Bautista when he does get inducted and be more appreciative?
I think it's the right decision and the right move from Bautista because his whole career, the fans supported him. No matter if you didn't like him or you liked him or you liked the kind of athlete he was, what he did in the ring, and everything that he just brought to the table. I think it's better for him to give back to the fans and be there in front of a live crowd instead of not being there in front of a live crowd this year at this year's Hall of Fame induction. So I think it's the right move, and I believe that Bautista is going to wait until crowds do come back. And once crowds come back, I think he's going to get a big ovation, a standing ovation, probably the largest pop you'll see.
Really quick, Jillian, before you go, can I just say one thing about the Hall of Fame? I think it's a Mickey Mouse Hall of Fame. It's a Mickey Mouse Hall of Fame.
I agree.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
They were supposed to do it.
Not like the Baseball Hall of Fame.
No, they were supposed to do it. It was supposed to be built at Universal Studios. It was supposed to be built at Universal Studios, and then it backed out. What Hall of Fame is this then? What do I go on WWE.com and I see a bunch of names? That's not a thing. I mean, it's not crap. But Jillian, I want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on Bautista backing out this year and waiting maybe till next year?
Yeah, to go off what Alex said, Bautista, I think it's the right decision for him to accept it next year as opposed to this year. As Alex is saying, the fans are the reason that he is who he is. Look at the star power this guy has, not just in the wrestling community, but in Hollywood in general. And, like Alex said too,
he's big time now.
Yeah, well, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy now, so
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm a Marvel fan, so. But aside that's aside. But I think when fans come back and you get that huge pop, all of that time they'll be wondering, okay, well, what's his entrance gonna look like? Are they gonna have something special with the pyro? Everything that Bautista embodies, everything that he is, and his persona, definitely as the animal. That's gonna be something that is just fans are gonna go absolutely nuts when he is inducted into the Hall of Fame next year.
I mean, I went to his last match at 35 against Triple H. I was there. I was at MetLife Stadium. I saw it. It was okay. I didn't have high expectations for it because I knew going into it. I said the guy's been out of the ring for how many years? I mean, it was okay. It was good. I mean,
no, it wasn't going to be like a 5-star match, but it
was
going to be a good match.
10 years ago, that with his matches with the Undertaker and Triple H and those
and the Shield and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. Oh, those don't even get me started. Those matches were poop, Alex. Come on now. Alex,
the matches against Shield and Evolution.
I know you love the Shield, Alex. You can't.
I love the Shield too, so I'm with Alex on that.
Alex, those matches were trash. Okay, they were trash. That Evolution dude was so over. It was done. Past due time. Done. The moment Ric Flair shook the Shield's hands, I said, "This is garbage." I said, because then I said, "What? Ric Flair was one of the pioneers of the Evolution side. You just leave it up to
he was.
Shield.
He's just gonna go over and shake their hand.
It's like, what is this? It's like, but So I mean,
but I do have the list of the 2021 Hall of Fame class.
Yeah, go for it.
So only been announced. The 2 inductees have been confirmed: Molly Holly and Eric Bischoff, and the rumored inductees are supposed to be. Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Peacock made a big mistake. Peacock screwed up so bad. Alex knows what I'm talking about. Peacock screwed up so bad. Jillian, I don't know if you heard this. Alex, you want to know what it is really quick?
Of course.
What happened? What happened? I forget.
I said, do you want me to...
Alex forgot what happened. It was that bad.
Do you want me to say the rumor name really quick that Peacock screwed up with?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
And I texted Alex right away, and I said, Alex,
you did
you see this? And Alex goes,
I'm like, wait, Daniel Bryan's going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame?
What was that? I said, I can't believe they did that. But what are the rumor names, Alex? Because they screwed up.
So we have British Bulldog.
That was confirmed. That's not confirmed yet?
No. This is just a list of, the inductees. I think it is confirmed, yeah.
So I mean, he was supposed to go in last year.
Yeah, so there's British Bulldog, there's JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield.
He's a bully, but okay.
NWO will be inducted in the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Okay.
Jushin Thunder Liger. And
He won't do it because he can't travel.
No. But he'll probably do like
But do it next year.
Next year, yeah.
He only did one match in WWE, and that was in NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 1 against Tyler Breeze. It's the only match he ever did. But yeah, sure, they can induct him.
Speaking of, because with the two inductees that have been confirmed, I want to talk a little bit about Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff, and I know this because I watched the old WCW Monday Night Wars tapes and all that from the network when I had the WWE network. Eric Bischoff was the protagonist of WCW. He basically ran WCW for a little bit, and he really helped shake the foundation for Monday Night Nitro, and that allowed him to come in and be introduced by the NWO. He was a heel commentator. There was a lot of twists and turns. You saw the Eric Bischoff on the program, and he did a lot for WCW Monday Night Nitro, and he definitely does deserve this induction. I can't wait to see the ceremony. I can't wait to see what his speech is going to be like. And Eric Bischoff, he helped turn the ratings war in WCW's favor, big time. WWE for a while, and you would know this, Josh. I would say early 90s, late middle 90s, WWE started to slip. Their ratings started
1996.
Yeah, 1996.
You watched it, Alex, but I always say I lived it. I mean, I was Jillian. I don't know if you do. I was a WCW guy growing up. I was not a WWE guy. I was a heavy WCW. Alex knows my story.
I did not know that, Josh.
I was a heavy WCW guy growing up. And Eric Bischoff made the company great. And he also single-handedly burned the company to the ground with his politics backstage, with the creative control and the contracts of some of these guys like Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall and this and that and blah blah blah. It was something that I agree with Alex. He's a pioneer in this wrestling business, regardless of how it turned out. He was the guy that almost single-handedly put Vince McMahon
out of business. Almost out of business, yeah.
And nobody's ever come close to doing it.
No.
Tony Khan's going to try, but it's not going to happen.
No.
So, to me, I think Eric Bischoff is very well deserved of it. I think he's a guy that you look back at and say, damn, this guy nearly actually almost put Vince McMahon out of business. And it's crazy to think that, but it's true.
It is true, because he brought in a lot of fresh faces to WCW.
Well, he introduced the Cruiserweight division. I mean, I know ECW was the foundation of the Cruiserweight division because they had Psychosis and Rey Mysterio and Juventud Guerrera.
And then Johnny B. Bad, Disco Inferno, all those.
Yeah, but I'm saying no. The specific guys that he brought over, Juventud Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero, Psychosis, and Rey Mysterio. Alex, I don't know if you knew they were in ECW originally.
Oh wow, they were.
They were original.
I never knew that. That's big.
And Eric Bischoff signed them to WCW, and you had Jushin Thunder Liger and Ultimo Dragon, who they also brought over from Japan and brought those guys over. So it was like, and then you had a little bit of a Japanese flavor with Masahiro Chono and with the Great Muta.
Yeah.
They were both also there too. So that's something that, check out those matches, by the way, on ECW when you get a chance. They're all over YouTube. You have a bunch of Rey Mysterio, Psychosis.
I've seen Rey Mysterio and Psychosis matches in WCW.
Yeah, watch it in ECW.
Those are phenomenal.
Watch it in ECW because Rey Mysterio flies from the ring into the crowd. Watch more.
And then I remember seeing a match between Rey Mysterio and Dean Malenko.
Yes, of course. But
now I do want to talk about because I saw this in the news earlier this week. Charlie Caruso is reportedly done with WWE. and apparently the people backstage, they just weren't happy with her, and they did because she was always late to the interviews, the Raw interviews that she was supposed to be at. So you had people angered. You had people backstage really angered and upset about this. And I they have every right to be upset about that because
Oh, they're gonna miss her. I'll tell you that much.
no,
Yeah, like I
No,
mean,
they will.
seriously,
Yeah, they
though,
will.
show up on time. I mean, it's
They will
not
miss
that
her.
hard.
No, I know, but they'll miss her though.
yeah,
I
they
tell
will.
you what, they will.
Really?
Her head was never all in WWE. Her head was always in ESPN. So she's gonna get ESPN.
So that's where she wants to be then.
You had it says here they had a number of high-profile wrestlers, including Sheamus and Randy Orton, waiting, and she
Yeah,
was
I heard
acting
that.
on TV.
Wow.
So that
Yeah, I mean,
really
don't
upset
keep
a
them
lot
waiting.
of people
I
backstage.
agree. I think it's professionalism. I think you need to be on time. It's like us. We start a show on time. We have to end at a certain time. It's
Right.
all about
It's a system. If one thing doesn't work, it's like a domino effect. If
Good,
one thing doesn't
exactly.
go
And then
well,
if you think, oh, if she gets away with it,
all
why can I
falls
do it?
behind.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, Josh? What direction do you think it's going to go? Do you think AEW might possibly let her in, or any
No,
other company let her in?
no.
Or is she just gonna go?
I think she's gonna go to ESPN, just like she's been.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna stay at ESPN. They're gonna give her a SportsCenter desk job. She's going to get that. She'll probably fill in on First Take every now and then. For when Molly's out, they'll have her do that. Because she's been on ESPN numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where she's going to end up. I think she was just. I mean, Kayla Braxton is really good. I like Kayla Braxton.
I love
Taylor Braxton.
think,
She's
um,
fantastic.
Charlie was very good too. Charlie was really
I've
good
always
too.
wanted to see more of Kayla Braxton doing
Yeah.
interviews.
And the rest, the people backstage love her. They get along with
Oh,
her.
yeah.
They joke with her a lot backstage, and it's interesting to see how people are backstage when they're not on TV, because you don't see that side. You don't see that side a lot.
Well,
really quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh. Sorry to cut you off,
That's okay.
Josh. Now, before we move on, I think during the beginning of the pandemic, Kayla Braxton had a little Instagram live show that she did called the Braxton Beat. I absolutely love that. I would tune in every time she went live, and she's really good. She gives you like this. I don't know, but I feel like she's almost. I want to see more of her. After that, I wanted to see more of her. I want her to see her more on Raw, because I think she's so talented, and she needs to get that spotlight on her.
She's doing great on SmackDown, but before we begin, because we got to go to break soon, I want to we'll get to one more topic. I mean, we were going to talk about the Charlotte Flair stuff, but we know she's out with
we
COVID.
know that.
Yeah,
she's out with COVID, so no WrestleMania.
She's out of WrestleMania, and we'll get to. I know Jillian wants to discuss the Rhea Ripley stuff really quick, but Daniel Bryan is now. Charlotte Flair is off the poster. Daniel Bryan is now on the poster, and of course, you saw it Fastlane, the heelish turn by Edge. Are we in the works of getting a triple threat match at WrestleMania? I believe we are.
I believe so.
Only
Yeah.
time will tell. Only time will tell.
No, I think it's happening.
You think so? You think it's a done deal now?
I agree with Josh.
I agree with Josh. Yeah, I think it's happening, and I think Brian's going to get the win. I think Brian's going to get the win. I do.
Really, I'm still going for Edge. I know. Everybody expects to pick Edge to win, or either Edge or Roman Reigns.
I think Brian's going to
be a surprise.
I think Brian's going to make Roman tap out. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yep.
We will see in a few weeks.
We will
at WrestleMania. What happens?
So, Jillian, before you go, I know you want to have your platform with Rhea Ripley and Asuka. We know that's why you're here. So that's why Alex.
that is the only reason I came on the show.
Alex said Jillian wants to come on and she wants to talk a little Rhea Ripley and Asuka and everything. So, Jillian, it's all yours.
Yeah, so I was just scrolling through Instagram last night when Raw was on, and I see WWE posted Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. I go, we are in for a show. Now with Rhea Ripley coming in fresh into the Raw roster, that gives you a great platform to put her on. But I think I see some people saying, okay, why is she already going up for the women's championship? Why should we going for the championship? She literally just got here. Yes, but look at her resume. Take a look at that resume and then come back to me and then tell me why she deserves a shot. Now, I think this is going to happen.
Make her a heel. Make her a heel.
Yes, make her a heel. Look, I love her whole just vibe about her. I know we got to go to break soon, so I'm going to make this quick. I think what they're going to do with Ripley, they're going to put the belt on her, and then they're going to have her do another storyline with Charlotte, because as we know, last year she came in as Rhea Ripley came in as the NXT Women's Champion. She lost it to Charlotte. Charlotte took it, and that was that. I think they're going to do a revenge kind of storyline here with the two of them.
Well, this is giving Rhea's also platform, Alex. This is giving Rhea the platform she should have gotten last year with Charlotte. So she's going to get that platform this year.
I'm still pissed about that, by the way.
I know. Listen, it's understandable. I get it. But Alex, what are your thoughts on it really quick?
I agree with Jillian. I believe there's going to be a revenge storyline, and I feel like they're going to make a heated storyline. This is going to be not just a one-time feud. This feud is going to go on for a little bit, for a little while, and then this thing's going to. Once we get towards the end, once we get towards the final of the build-up, I think that's when Rhea Ripley is going to succeed and become the NXT champion again.
Well, Miss Cohen, we want to thank you for tuning in. Don't be a stranger. You are always more than welcome to come on and tune in with us. When Alex told me you were coming on this morning, I was so happy because I haven't talked to you in so long, and I owed you a phone call, and I got to talk to you off the air, and it was just nice.
I always enjoy talking to you both.
Well, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, and you're always welcome to come on with us anytime.
You know that for sure, Jillian. So be good, be safe, and we'll talk soon, all right?
Yes, talk to you. Now I'm going to go watch some AEW Dark, and hopefully
go watch some AEW Dark, and you have fun. All right, be good, Jillian.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
The wonderful and talented Miss Jillian Cohen, ladies and gentlemen. Alex, it's always a pleasure. My cat is scratching on the TV right now. It's a 6-incher. You know, you're going to pay for that? So I'm just saying, that's coming out of your cat allowance. So that's that. So when we come back, we have one more WWE topic, and that's breaking news. We will discuss the breaking news when we come back. For those of you that don't know, we're not going to spoil it now. We want you to stay tuned with us. Plus, we're going to get into some AEW talk. We're going to get into some MLW talk. How is MLW doing with their shows? Is Leo Rush still the champion? That's going to be talked about by Alex. And in regards to AEW, how did you think the promo by MJF was in regards to the Pinnacle? Did it sell you? Because I know it sold me, that's for sure. When we come back right here on Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
This is the worst town I've ever been in. No!
Everybody's got a price.
The champ is here!
Now welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I love the LIJ drop. I mean, that's the best with Naito saying, oh, my God. We are back here, ladies and gentlemen, on Off the Mat here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Josh Silberg. Of course, with me, Alex Lowe's. Lyle Gillen is off dealing with a personal matter we discussed in the week, but he will be back with us next week. Again, really quickly, how do you download our app and listen to our show? It's quite simple. You go to an iPhone. If you have an Apple, you go to the If you have an Apple, you go with your iPhone. You go to the Apple Store. You type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store. You type in Worldwide Sports. You download our app. It is free. It's free. How do you not know this? How was that, Alex? Was that good?
That was good.
You like that one? It's free.
It's like that commercial. Free.
Exactly. Like the free. I took the laptop. I grabbed it. I'm like, it's free. Also, check us out on worldwidesportsradio.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. It's at WWSRN. You can check out our personal Twitters, and of course at Off the Mat WWSRN. Am I correct, Alex?
Yes, you're correct.
Yes, good job by me. Look at that. And Speedy, the phone number is 203-903-8271. Fans, we want to hear from you. Voice your opinion.
Hear from you guys. Call in. We want to hear your thoughts, your opinion.
203-903-8271. It's right there on the ticker for you. It's right there. It's there in white lettering and red line. It's there. Call.
But now we're gonna get into some unfortunate news, and that was that the WWE Tag Team titles were vacated due to
NXT.
NXT.
Yeah.
The Danny Burch. Danny Burch was hurt, and for that reason, the NXT title was vacated. And this is confirmed from William Regal, and he announced that the NXT titles have been vacated due to the injury. Is it known what the injury is? Do we know?
I forget. I think it said it. I don't know. I mean, but I don't.
Shoulder injury.
Shoulder injury. Not much was really disclosed of that, but what this
Danny
does
suffered a separated shoulder. Regal told him he will be providing an update shortly to the NXT universe. And now that the NXT tag team titles are vacated, are we going to see a tournament for the tag titles?
We're going to see.
Or are we just going to have a feud between two tag teams? What I would like to see is the new tag teams get a shot.
Wasn't MSK? Didn't they won the Dusty Classic?
Yes, they won.
So shouldn't they?
It should be MSK.
Uh-huh.
It should be grizzled young veterans,
mm-hmm.
and I think they should also add the what's the name of that Legado del Fantasma in the mix.
See, I would have said Breezango and have like an elimination 4-way match. But if you just get me grizzled young vets versus MSK again, I'm totally fine with that. I think what this does is this has an opening now for plenty of teams, because the problem is NXT is really lacking.
They're lacking
division.
Yeah.
I mean, they got MSK, which was a huge get for them, Alex, but they don't. It's not what it was a couple years ago when you had so many really good tag teams on the roster. I mean, it's just lagging right now, and I think what this does this gives an opening to those tag teams for sure that are needed of this push, and we'll see. Of course, we hope for Danny Burch. You always feel bad when somebody gets hurt, and it's an unfortunate situation, but we'll see how it unfolds going forward. But I like your idea of adding, with the 3-way. I added another team in there. You make it a 4-way, and then this sounds like a porno video that we're talking about right now. We're saying 4 ways, so that's very exciting. 4-man tag team match, not that kind of 4-way. There is a thing. So, let's get into a little bit of AEW, Alex, because really, we got to discuss about the promo by MJF, and I alluded to it before we went to the break. Is what did we think of the Pinnacle? First off, I love the name The Pinnacle. I think The Pinnacle is a really creative name. I think it's something that stands out because you're the pinnacle. You're the top.
You're the top.
Mountain. You're the top of the
top stable.
Yeah, you are the top stable. It's very different than, because I remember when we had John Draper on a few weeks ago. John mentioned, is it really the same without Ric Flair being there and everything? And I understood what he was saying. I understood it completely. The difference is they're making it something different because there's 5 guys in this group when you have MJF, Wardlow, FTR, and Shawn Spears. So you have 5 guys. And Tully Blanchard is essentially playing the role of J.J. Dillon.
Yeah, he's essentially the mouthpiece. He's essentially
the mouthpiece next to MJF.
Exactly.
Pretty much Tully's going to be I don't know if you
basically going to be the team's manager.
I don't know if you remember the old videos of the Horsemen, Alex, where J.J. Dillon was the manager of the group and he would talk sometimes. But then you had Ric Flair. And Ric Flair was the essential of how to talk in wrestling. That's why you're going to have Tully Blanchard be the J.J. Dillon, and you're going to have MJF be the Ric Flair of the group. And then you have, the other guys will fill into place. They'll fall into place. The Warlords, the Shawn Spears, the FCRs, they will all fall into place. But the guys that are going to stick out to me the most are going to be Tully Blanchard, because he'll be a mouthpiece. But this is MJF's time to shine.
This
is
MJF's group. Is his moment.
Do you like the group idea? Do you like this group idea, Alex? Do you like the name of it and like the group idea? Did you like his promo?
Oh, I loved MJF's promo. I think his mic work is fantastic. He always adds a different layer to his promos, and he makes his promos interesting, and he really grabs the attention of the audience, and he doesn't let it go. He keeps the audience focused every second in these promos, and that's really what you have to do to make yourself known in the wrestling business and really climb to the top. And that's why he's the leader of the Pinnacle, because MJF represents that. He is somebody that really changed. He's basically the next level. He's the next level up of Ric Flair. He's the biggest thing in wrestling going today.
I think with MJF, he's good in the ring. He's not great. He's good. But what sets him apart from everybody else, and I know everybody says, oh, well, what? The thing is, a couple of guys that say that to me. One is Randy Orton, the way he is on the mic and in the ring. And by the way, if you didn't check out the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold on the WWE Network, go check out the interview with Randy Orton. It was awesome. I watched the whole thing. It was great. And then there's MJF. And what MJF does is he brings me into a promo so much where I can't stand the guy. He's so douchey.
Yeah, he makes you hate him. That's the point of it.
Yes, and that's the beauty of it, yeah.
Exactly.
It stands out. He stands out to the point, Alex, where it's, God, you want to hate him so much when you hear this promo, but holy crap, he is so good. He's such a dick. He's so good at it. Like, he's begging the Inner Circle to come back. He's taking their locker room and he's saying, "This is mine now. You have nothing to do with it." You watched Jake Hager laying on his ass from a beer bottle the other day, and it was Sammy Guevara was wearing a chair like a necklace around his head, and it's just little things like that. And it was like, and then he said the biggest thing was, I guess I really am Judas. Because if you hear in the song of Chris Jericho's song, it's about Judas and turning on this and everything like that. So to me, I love this idea. I think this is going to go places. MJF has a shot at being really one of the faces of the, I'm not going to say the face. There are plenty of faces.
Yeah, they are.
You don't have to have a singular. You don't have to have a singular face in a company.
No, you can have multiple.
You can have multiple faces in the company. MJF is going to be one of those guys if he's not already. And he's just, his stardom is like up this way. His stock is risen. And it's amazing to see how fast. And he's so young. I think he's 20.
He's so great at what he does.
What is he, 23? 24?
I think he's 24.
And it's he's from my neck of the woods. He's right here he's from Long Island. My cousin actually went to high school with him, knows him, and it's crazy to see how
he does such a good job making people hate him. He gets legitimate heat.
He's the best.
If you saw Chris Van Vliet trying to get an interview with MJF is like, go away, like
Alicia Toot.
Yeah,
we had Alicia on a few weeks ago. And she described the interview with the nickname that was given to her. And it just came out.
Like, meet and greet's over.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's so funny. If you watch
the thing that really caught my attention was his promo at Fyter Fest, I think. Was it last year? Where he was just taking shots at the fans left and right.
And those are fans that paid to get the autograph from him, his own fan base, and he took shots at them.
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing was
that's not really how he is, by the way.
The thing he said in his promo really got me because it just shows how much he really takes jabs at people, and he doesn't care. He just doesn't. He has that side to him in his character. You see it all the time on TV. You see it all the time on AEW Dynamite. And the thing that caught my attention was the comment he made where he was like, something about a TLC 600-pound wife joke or something like that.
Oh, I can't keep up with the jokes he makes, but it's just he's gold. But let's get to more stuff. Something that really stood out to me, Alex, and I want to get your thoughts on it because you're wearing a T-shirt that's going to lead into my next part, and that's you're kind of seeing the dissension with Kenny Omega and with Kenny Omega and with the Young Bucks and with Anderson and Gallows, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Because if you watch BTE also this week, and I don't watch BTE anymore. I can't remember we talked about it with John. I can't watch anymore. It's so bad. But I wanted to watch one clip of it, and it was Hangman Adam Page hanging out with the Dark Order and Matt Jackson after he got truth from Matt Hardy that it was Matt Hardy that sent those texts to Hangman Page saying we're not friends anymore. Blah blah blah. Matt was going to talk to Hangman, but Hangman was partying, and Matt just saw it in the glass door and he walked away. It's almost like and Lyle brought this up to me in the past that this Hangman Kenny thing could come back again. I didn't think it would, and I think it's going to. What are your thoughts on how this Kenny Young Bucks thing is going? And when I told you, I know you didn't see the BTE thing, but when you hear it and you play it in your head of Matt trying to go talk to Hangman, what kind of long-term storyline does that play into this whole thing?
I think it's basically a redemption storyline for Hangman Adam Page because all of his friends basically betrayed him. All of his friends left him, and he's like, he originally did not want to be a part of a group. The Dark Order kept pushing for him to join the group, and he's like, I don't want no part of this. Leave me alone. Go away. I tried being in groups before. It didn't work out. That kind of thing. And I think now that he's in the Dark Order, I think the Dark Order is going to really push his character, really bring his character to the next level. And I'm very interested to see how the Young Bucks come into play on this, because I think the Young Bucks are somehow going to have a confrontation with the Dark Order down the road. Probably.
See, I think they're going to have the confrontation with Gallows and Anderson and Omega, and I think Hangman is going to eventually come out and save them, and it's going to be a reunion of that sort. And you're going to have Elite A. Well, it's not even the Elite really, because the Elite was the Young Bucks, Kenny, Hangman, Marty Scurll, and Cody. And that was the Elite. Mm-hmm. Gallows and Anderson weren't in the Elite, so they were at the pinnacle of the formation of the Bullet Club when it started with Prince Devitt and those guys, and then Kenny came along. But
you get what I'm saying, Josh.
Yeah, I do. I completely understand what you're saying. You know what it is, and Lyle told me this. It's long-term storytelling.
Exactly.
It's going to make its mark when you see it with Hangman and Kenny.
But I do believe that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Dark Order are going to get thrown into a mix some way, somehow.
Absolutely. I think it's almost inevitable. And I think I like the one thing I like about AEW is that they don't jump the gun and do things.
No, they give you
things I don't like and things that I do like. One thing I do like is their long-term storytelling is they kind of fixed it. Remember, we had this argument with Christian last week with Lyle. I didn't like that Christian was coming in and getting a title shot. Well, they fixed it because now even Christian said it. I'm not getting the shot now. I got to get a few wins under my belt, but I will see him down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm okay with it.
Now I'm okay with it, too.
Now I'm fine with it because what you're doing is and again, they do that stupid rankings thing that they still put on their Twitter page. It's so stupid. There's no point of it. It doesn't even exist. The rankings don't exist. My other thing I wanted to ask you is, I know we got to go to break in a few minutes. What were your thoughts on how Brian Cage was with Sting?
Oh, that surprised me. That surprised me because
I was shocked.
I didn't think that Brian Cage, I didn't think anything would come out of his mouth.
Well, a face turn is, I think, a face turn.
I think we're seeing a face turn. I think that's what it is. Because we all heard it. We heard Brian Cage say, he said that I'm not talking to Darby Allin, I'm talking to you, Sting, and that I respect Sting, and you are still the icon to me, that kind of thing.
They call Ricky, but the key is, though, he said Ricky Starks is wrong.
Yeah, he said
and
Ricky.
I took that and I said, whoa,
yeah.
Wait a minute. I said, now you're saying one of your own boys is wrong?
And then Taz is coming up like, what the hell's wrong?
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. What stood out to you the most with AEW this week? Was it anything that I said? Was it anything else that you thought of that really stood out to you the most? Oh, I mean, we didn't even get into the Lights Out match.
The Lights Out match was phenomenal.
That was, in my opinion,
the best,
one of the greatest women's matches I ever saw. And that might be, in my opinion, the best Dynamite match they've ever done. In my opinion, that is the best Dynamite match they ever did. In my opinion, it is. It was unbelievable. Kudos to Thunder Rosa. Kudos to Britt Baker. That was incredible what those women did to each other.
Oh, yeah, because they went all out. They didn't hold back. There were thumbtacks, there were ladders, tables, steel chairs. They just used everything they had in that match.
Can we all say Rebel sucks, though? She's terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Terrible. He swings the thing so slow, it's like pre-play. God.
And they were just, that match was unbelievable.
What stood out to you, Anita? Was it anything that I said, or was it anything else that you're thinking of?
The one thing that stood out to me was Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley versus the Good Brothers, because we saw.
It was a good Dynamite this week.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, it was a good Dynamite this week, because we saw the Good Brothers gang up on Moxley and Kingston, and they kind of dismantled Kingston. They kind of tried to injure him. I think they didn't injure him because the doctors kept checking on him at the end.
The Young Bucks came out and helped, and
they were trying to.
The opening match was good too, with Cody and Penta Zero.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. AEW to me, I think it measured up this week. It was.
I thought both shows did.
Yeah, they both did.
Both shows absolutely measured out this week to the point where I stood back and I said, "Whoa!" I said, "Hold on a minute now. We have 2 A+ shows this week. This is a nice little trend that we're getting here. The only problem is, you see on the ratings, who's going to get the better ratings? It's going to be AEW, which is why NXT moving to Tuesday nights is going to benefit them very, very dearly. But again, that match was incredible.
Yeah, they tore it up in the ring. It was one of those. You said it. It was.
Did you think that's how it was going to go? Did you think that's how it was going to go?
No, I didn't think they were going to go that extreme, but they did, and the fans loved it. The audience loved it, and it got received very well. It basically was the highlight of AEW this week, and the match was incredible. They just were just the amount of athleticism that we were seeing in this match between both women was incredible. And Thunder Rosa, she brought out that MMA side that she always likes to use and used to her advantage. And I did see something at the end of the match, after the match was over and that Thunder Rosa had won. And this is something you normally don't see, but it kind of caught my eye because I saw Thunder Rosa leaning down at Britt Baker and saying, "Thank you very much, you're awesome." And Britt Baker was saying, "Right back at you."
Yes. Absolutely. I thought that was a sign of respect. And then you see it. By the way, Tony Khan is such a nerd. He's such a nerd when he talks. It's like so weird. It's like, so he goes up to Britt Baker and goes, "That match was phenomenal. It was so good." No, you did a great job. You really did. Like, it's so nerdy. Speedy can even attest this because Tony can't even manage a football team. He manages more about his wrestling company than he does his football team. You know what I mean? It's like horrible. I mean, he's so nerdy. Where is Speedy? Is Speedy there really quick? Speedy, what's your thoughts on Tony Khan being an owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Well, whoever owns the Jaguars isn't exactly smart, and they haven't been smart for the last 13 years. So
there you go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. He cares more about his wrestling prompt than his own football team or his soccer team because they both suck. So there is that.
Yeah.
When we come... What did you say, Speedy?
Yeah, I was just saying. There's a lot of. Isn't it Tottenham he owns too? Is that the team?
I don't know which team. I know they're.
But I know there's a lot of disappointed fans of them.
They're in last place also. They're in last place too.
Yeah, so I know the few soccer fans I do know, they're disappointed in them if they're Tottenham fans. But the Jaguars, they've been dysfunctional for the last 13 years.
Speedy and Alex, remember his wrestling show was in first place in the ratings. Remember that.
Remember that.
When we come back here on Off the Mat, we're going to get into some MLW news. As I mentioned before, did Leo Rush keep his championship and what's next for him? Alex is going to give an update on MLW. We're going to get into some New Japan as well. Will Osprey, he's getting that mega push. It is time he's gotten it. We're going to discuss it all when we come back here on Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Are you ready?
Now welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Hour 2. There's my fingers. Hour 2. Couldn't find them for a second. Here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, this is Off the Mat, joining you every Tuesday from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on WWSRN. And I'm going to say it again. How do you download our free app? If you have an Apple, you go to if you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store, you type in WWSRN. If you have an Android, you go to the Google Play Store, you type in Worldwide Sports. We're on worldwidesportsradio.com as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. Alex, how can the fans reach us as well on our Twitters and our website? And we have.
So you can reach me on Twitter at Show Slows. You can reach Josh on his Twitter at Josh Silverberg. You can also check out the website Off the Mat WWSRN. Link is in our Twitter bio. And you can also follow the Off the Mat Twitter and Facebook. It's the same for the Twitter at Off the Mat WWSRN.
203-903-8271. All right, Alex, this is your time. I know big MLW guy you are. I'm getting into it as well. So let's recap the fans really quick. What is it that stood out to you the most about MLW and what's growing about the product right now?
So the thing that stood out to me the most on MLW this week was the build-up with Mil Muertes and the match between him and Pero with Selena De Lorena. This was a match where Mil Muertes was on full display. Like, the underground is really starting to heat things up in MLW and make their presence known. And the thing is, Mil Muertes, he took the title from Alex Hammerstone. He didn't win it. So to me, I don't think Mil Muertes is the rightful champion. It's still Alex Hammerstone. And Alex Hammerstone said in his promo to Mil Muertes, if you want to be the rightful champion, you have to beat me. You have to go through me first. Then you can call yourself the champion. Then you can call yourself the national openweight champion. So to me, I think there's going to be a matchup with Alex Hammerstone involved against Mil Muertes. And we also saw a tag match between Lost Parks. It was a three-way team tag match, Fusion main event. Lost Parks, Contra Unit, and Injustice. This match was phenomenal. I love seeing Lost Parks in action. I think that Contra Unit very much delivered in this match. and they took the match to the outside. Contra Unit and Lost Parks, they focused on Injustice throughout that whole match. And the alliance between these two teams did not last long once Simon Gotch got a hold of that kendo stick and started to beat down LA Park. And this this is one of these matches where Contra Unit was the main focus. So, and Lost Parks kind of brought in a twist to this match as well. And I think we're going to see Lost Parks eventually. Eventually, they're going to have a wait. No, they are the tag champions right now. Yes, they are the MLW tag team champions currently. But this does beg the question, Josh. Who do you think is going to take on Lost Parks next? Because you got Contra Unit, who wants the tag titles. You got Injustice, Myron Reed, and what's the other guy's name?
Are the Von Erichs still there? Or are they not there?
Yes, they are still there. The Von Erichs, I believe, are going to be in this tag team storyline as well.
I love where they're at with those two, with Marshall and those guys. They're so athletic.
Because currently they're up against Filthy Tom Lawler. Yeah, because Tom Lawler got involved in their match at Filthy Island, and this is basically just stuck his nose in their business, and they are not happy about it.
But I think when you look, the Von Erichs are a team that is so underappreciated, and it's amazing because you would think with the last name that they have, you would think, oh, they should get all the gold, but they've been tag team champions before, so they have the experience to do it.
Yes, they definitely do.
What I want to ask you, how our boy Lio Rush keeps taking on all comers and is still the middleweight champion in MLW, and what is next for the hour?
I love this match. I like that MLW opened the show with this match. This was a 60-minute time limit match for the MLW Fusion Middleweight Championship. Lio Rush took on Brian Pillman. And Brian Pillman answered the challenge, and this match was back and forth. It was intense. They both showed off unique skill set. I liked that aspect of the match. And Lio Rush took control all the way through that match, even with the side moonsault on the outside the ring. I believe that Brian Pillman brought some energy. He brought some huge offense, but it was not enough to beat down Lio Rush, because Lio Rush is quick. He's agile. He can get around anybody at any moment. He can turn the match on a dime and really just turn the whole complexion of the match around. And we saw, I loved the match. It was great. Rush bounced off the bottom rope. I like how he brought in the cutter off the rope, and then the final hour for the frog splash for the win. So he won that match, and he is still the middle openweight champion there.
Yeah,
I believe. I don't know who he's gonna challenge next.
I mean, he keeps having these open challenges all the time, and nobody has stepped up. I know he's getting ready for Low Key for WrestleMania weekend. He's getting ready for that big match that he has coming up, which is going to be a banger with those two.
I don't know who's going to step up to challenge him next. The thing that would shock me the most is if we see somebody from Aztec Underground challenge him.
Could be. We could. I mean, I think you could expand on the challenges. I think
I think to me, the next challenger that would be, he's not really. Is he? No, that guy's not middleweight. I was thinking of him, but I'm not gonna. I was thinking of Calvin Tankman. He's a heavyweight. So
Calvin Tankman's a heavyweight. So I like Calvin Tankman. I checked him out after you told me about him.
His match was great.
Yeah, but he's too big of a heavyweight. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But
yeah,
Alex, thanks for the.
I do want to add a little bit more to it because Aztec Underground, they're trying to basically build their faction in MLW. They've done a great job of doing that. There was breaking news. There's a storyline between TJP and his former tag team partner, Bukudao. He was found unconscious backstage, so that leaves the question: who attacked him? Who was it?
I'm not sure. We don't know. We'll find out. That's for sure. I mean, isn't that the beauty of storytelling? Mm-hmm. It's just going to drag and it's going to lead, but we'll see. I mean, but
Jordan Oliver, man, he's one of my favorites.
I like Jordan Oliver.
Yeah, he's great.
I like Jordan Oliver. He's growing on me.
Yeah, he really is.
Really is. That's definitely somebody. But let's get into the big thing now, Alex, with New Japan.
Yep, the New Japan Cup tournament.
Yes,
I have the final bracket in front of me. The whole bracket.
Alex, go for it, man.
So the first round was Kojima beat Jeff Cobb, Naito beat Great-O-Khan. Great-O-Khan beat Naito via stoppage. Toru Yano won by a count out on Bad Luck Fale. Tai Chi lost to Hiroki Goto. Okada lost to Shingo. Minoru Suzuki Minoru Suzuki beat Hanma. Juice Robinson got submitted, I think, by Kenta. And then Will Osprey beat Hiroshi Tenzan. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Gabriel Kidd. Yuji Nagata defeated Yota Tsuji. Sonata defeated Tomohiro Ishii. And David Finlay defeated Chase Owens. So that would go into the second round. Evil beat Jeff Cobb. Great-O-Khan beat Toru Yano beat Great-O-Khan. Shingo Takagi beat Hiroki Goto. Kenta beat Minoru Suzuki. Osprey defeated Zack Sabre Jr. That match was phenomenal. That was the first match that really caught my eye in the New Japan Cup. I had 4 people that I picked this year, and they were all eliminated. All of them fell like dominoes. They were gone. And my picks were, they were Evil, they were Sonata, they were Jay White, and then they were Kenta. So those were my 4 picks, and they all got eliminated, which is crazy to think about. And David Finlay, he beat Yoshihashi. Jay White defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. Then it would go into the quarterfinals.
Jay White was the one I picked.
Huh?
Jay White was the one I picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil beat Toru Yano. Shingo defeated Kenta. Will Ospreay defeated Sonata. David Finlay defeated Jay White. And then it would go into the semifinals on March 20th. Evil lost to Shingo. Will Ospreay lost to Shingo Takagi in the finals. And then before that, Will Ospreay defeated David Finlay. Then it went into the finals, and Will Ospreay defeated Shingo to become the winner of the New Japan Cup in 2021. What were your thoughts?
Opportunity for against Babushi.
It's the title opportunity, yes. So this is a huge moment for the United Empire because they recently just started as a faction. This is incredible to see how far they're coming along. They work very well. I think they're
going to be growing soon.
Yeah, I think they're adding more.
I think they're going to be growing soon. I think this was since their faction has kind of started. It's been kind of weird. You had Will Ospreay lose to Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, and then you had also had Great-O-Khan lose to Hiroshi Tanahashi. So I was kind of like,
what?
So so nobody gets the win? That's weird. They just started this. That's kind of like a buzz killer.
The person who's really been the powerhouse, the suplex machine of the group, Jeff Cobb. I watched all the 6-man tags he was in. He won every single one of those 6-man tags.
Well, he made the right decision by signing with New Japan. You remember, he did a one-off with AEW. He had a choice. He had contracts out for NXT, AEW, and New Japan, and I believe Ring of Honor too. No, Impact. Impact was the other. And he chose New Japan, which will benefit him greatly because what's going to happen is they have a partnership with AEW, so he could eventually still do his matches on AEW, but also be a force in New Japan, which
and
is
he's been a dominant force. Just the amount of wins that he racked up, that's incredible.
I saw him
that's unbelievable.
The first time I ever saw him fight, I was with Lyle. We saw him at the G1 Super. This is kind of full circle. We saw him at the G1 Supercard show in 2019 at Madison Square Garden. He was the opening match facing. It was the television championship versus the never openweight championship, and his opponent was Will Osprey.
And now they're teaming.
It is, and he beat Will Osprey. So it's kind of like full circle. It's like, wow, oh my God. So 2 years ago, they were fighting each other at the opening match at G1 at Madison Square Garden. Now they're a team, and it's awesome to see that.
Yeah,
it is. I like where this faction, they needed this.
They did. They needed something new. They needed a new twist, and they got
They needed a new twist and need to build something. Now the question is, do you give the reins to Osprey now? I don't know if they're going to let the belt come right off yet of Ibushi, but then again, we've seen New Japan have quick fixes with the championship belt, right? Where Jay White won the belt, lost it 2 months later to Okada.
But he won the belt. Khan being there.
2 months later to Jay White. So we've seen this before where we don't know what their thought process really is.
No.
I mean, we thought Ibushi was going to win both matches in Wrestle Kingdom last year. And he not only lost to Okada at Wrestle Kingdom, he lost to Jay White the next night. So I never know what I call it. I call it the New Japan swerve. That's what I call it because I never know what their thought process is. I never know what their feeling is and what they want to do, where they want to go with certain things. I'm curious how they go about this with Will Ospreay because now it's called what's the Empire called? It's called
United Empire.
United Empire.
And now Great Khan's the leader.
He's the leader, and they're gaining momentum. So now they're gaining momentum. If you have him lose to Ibushi, it's like, okay, does that momentum stall? Does it stop? I don't know. New Japan does a very good job at still building guys up even after big loss matches that they usually had.
Something tells me that someone I just thought of this. Something tells me that someone in the United Empire is going to get involved in this championship match and try to cost Ibushi both belts.
Yeah, probably B. Priestley.
It might be Presley, yeah.
It might be B. Priestley.
It might be her.
Yeah, it might be B. Priestley. It might be. Maybe there's a new member. Maybe a new member. I mean, they need to.
Maybe it's Andrade. Maybe it's Andrade.
Oh, Andrade would be interesting. I just think he would be out. I don't know if he fits there. That's just my only thing. It fits like a glove, the whole thing with LIJ, because he was a part of LIJ, and he fits the Tranquilo. He does the Tranquilo stuff. He does the thing. It's gonna feel like he's out of place in the I keep forgetting the name. The Empire, the
United Empire.
United Empire. It's almost like, will he fit with that? I don't know. We'll see.
But to me, this was just 2 years in a row. To me, the New Japan Cup has done amazing 2 years in a row. The first 2 years I've seen it. It's incredible.
Who won last year?
I'm not sure who won last year. I don't remember. Was it? No, it was Evil. Evil won last year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, duh, of course. Was it Evil that won? Did Evil win something else?
No, Evil won the tournament last year. I remember.
So, I mean, they did that, and again, they swerved everybody, right? He turned on LIJ.
LIJ joined the Bullet Club.
He joined the Bullet Club. So it's almost, yes, that's right, because they had to push the New Japan Cup last year. That's right. They had to push it. That's why it was late this year. That's right.
There's also something I wanted to talk about, because I was watching the New Japan Cup at one of the shows. And then I'm watching the match. I'm watching the third match in the New Japan Cup event. All of a sudden, the camera starts to shake, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what is going on? Why are people freaking out? What's happening? It was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that hit right during the live event, as the live event was happening. And it shocked me because it was unexpected. I didn't see it coming. What were your thoughts on that, Josh? Did that startle you? It startled me.
I was watching it too, and I saw Jay White leave the ring, and I saw Jay White come out of the ring, and I said, what happened? And then they showed the ceiling, and it's like the lights are shaking and everything. And then I knew right away it was an earthquake. When you see that,
and then cut the ring at that point, everybody down.
Yeah, they're leaving the ring at that point because, like I said, that was during the Jay White match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Jay White looked at the ref and he left the ring, and I said, "What's going on?" I said, "What?" And then I'm just glad everybody's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody's okay.
You know, it's a scary thing when something like that happens. You don't know what to expect with something like that. I mean, look, you're talking about it happened in the World Series many years ago between the Athletics and the Giants during the World Series. You know, your father would know this, Alex. It was in California. It was in, I believe, San Francisco when the earthquake happened during the World Series. And people were like, what's happening? What's going on? We don't know what to do and this and that. Thank you, Speedy. 1989. That's my numbers guy. That's my numbers guy right there. Speedy Petey. That's it, man. Speedy, I bet you can't guess the attendance on that game.
But Josh, what was your favorite? I gotta ask you, what was your favorite moment from the New Japan Cup this year? What was the best match in your opinion? Because to me, the best match was Shingo and Osprey.
It was the finals. It was definitely the finals. And the thing about it is because Shingo and Will have chemistry. They've had a 5-star match before. Mm-hmm. They've had a 5-star match from Dave Meltzer. Right when Shingo joined LIJ, remember they had that match. I believe it was for the I think it was in the junior tournament. I want to say it was. I believe it was. And they did right by putting those two in the fight. I think Shingo's an absolute stud.
Yeah, he's a monster.
So go look at, when you get a chance, Alex, go look at Dave Meltzer's listed 5-star matches when we're done with the show. You'll see Shingo's on a few of them. He's a guy that is so underrated in the ring. And he's a guy that he's got charisma. His costumes are awesome. His entrance is great. Everything about him really is a sticking point because you can make the case, as great as Naito is and Sonata is, he might be the best, and Hiromu too. He might be the best wrestler in that group.
Oh yeah, by far.
Enough. You know, so that's, and then of course you have Will Osprey, who is blossoming before our eyes.
It's amazing to see how United Empire is growing rapidly. And,
I was watching Will Osprey before anybody even knew about him. When he was even before New Japan, I used to watch his stuff when he was in Ring of Honor, and he did his stuff for in the Japan in the British company he worked for. And I bought his first ever T-shirt from New Japan. I bought it, the one with the British flag where he's on the kneel, and it's got chaos on the sleeve, which kind of makes it outdated at this point, but it is what it is. Can't help that, you know. But Will Ospreay's always been one of my favorites. Will Ospreay is a guy that is so underrated. He's he's one of the most exciting guys to watch night in and night out. And I hope when we have more travel for AEW and New Japan, we can get Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. We could get a Will Ospreay. I don't know.
I want to see. Hopefully, we get Hiroshi Tenzan against Brian Cage. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Very cool. But it's just so many different ideas you can have with this partnership now, because it looks like Impact's a part of it too. Add the fact that Ring of Honor partners with New Japan. And it's like so many different things revolve in your head, Alex. I know when you're thinking of all these partnerships, you're thinking of all these dream matches. You're like, oh my God, this can happen, and that can happen. And that's why when travel restrictions level off,
hopefully
we get I don't know if we're going to get Wrestle Dynasty this year.
I don't know either.
Madison Square Garden, I think we might have to wait till next year when we really get it. And if they do get it, it's going to be so limited that New Japan is going to lose so much money that it might not even be worth it for them to pull the trigger on doing the show at the Garden. I know it's a sexy idea. It's a great idea. They want to do it. You can have a jam-packed house, especially if you add AEW talent to that card, if you add Impact talent to that card, if you add certain Ring of Honor talent to that card. It's going to be mostly New Japan talent, but if you can add an AEW talent to that card is going to be a banger in regards to wanting to sell tickets. I mean, you're talking about maybe GOD versus the Young Bucks. You're talking Kenny Omega versus Kota Ibushi. You know, Will Osprey versus maybe Penta El Zero or something crazy like, or, you know, Ray Phoenix. You know, so many different ideas you can get with this that I think New Japan has to be, and they've been very patient, and they're going to want to do this. I think you have to see how it goes.
Yeah, you do.
But I think June could be a telling point where this show is going to go. Because if you can't sell it at full capacity, which they're not going to be able to at that point, to me, it's not worth having.
No.
Look, I'm vaccinated, so for me, I wouldn't worry. I can go. But certain people are not vaccinated that are wrestling fans that can't get the vaccination, that want to go, and they can't go, and it sucks because then that's going to – you need a sold-out crowd for that show.
Yeah, you would. You need a sold-out crowd for big events like that.
Especially at Madison Square Garden. Dude, I told you, Alex, if it happens, you could come to New York and stay with me anytime. Going to a wrestling show at Madison Square Garden is like nothing else you've ever been to before. I love it, dude. So there's that. When we come back, now the fun is going to begin. We're going to have our push fire job. Who are the names we're going to pick? We're going to have a little bit of trivia as well. Fans, call us up. Speedy, if you could just put the number down on the ticker really quickly, just so the fans, if they want to get involved, 203-903-8271. Thank you, Speedy. 203-903-8271 is the number for the fans to tune in, to call in. Come join us for trivia. You know, we want to hear from you. And, of course, Alex is going to have his big this week in wrestling history. It makes its return back here on Off the Mat. So when we come back, we're going to have a little bit of fun. Okay, level off on the rest talk. Have a little fun and games here on Off the Mat here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. We'll be right back.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Rest in peace.
Welcome to the Shield of Justice.
I'm the Boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Now welcome back to Off the Mat with Alex Slows, Josh Silverberg, and Lyle Gillen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the final few minutes we have here on Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, of course, with Alex Slows. I'm Josh Silverberg. Welcome back again. How do you download our app? I'm going to keep harping on it. It is quite simple. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store, you type in WWSRN. And Android, you go to the Google Play Store, you type in Worldwide Sports. And also, worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out our website. It's got everything you want on there. It's all free as well. Really quick, guys, before we get to your This Week in Wrestling History, we have breaking news. According to Fightful.com, they have announced as the next Hall of Fame inductee for the 2021 WWE class is going to be Rob Van Dam. So RVD is going to be the next Hall of Famer, as Alex does the RVD thumbs. So that's looking like it's going to be the next. He's going to be the next guy in the Hall of Fame class. It's well deserved, and it's awesome to see. I think he's still contracted by Impact, but we'll see if they let him do it. I'm sure they would. So that's just news I wanted to share. Alex, what are your thoughts really quick on Rob Van Dam being introduced and inducted?
I think I like it. I think it's a smart move from WWE because Rob Van Dam was a part of the Attitude Era in the late 90s. Then it went into the 2000s, and he was part of that. He was also part of the ECW invasion against WWE. So there's a lot to that. There's a lot of memorable moments that Rob Van Dam had in his career. Matches against The Undertaker, Big Show, you name it, everybody. So I think this is not a surprise to me.
RVD grew up as he was one of my favorites growing up. He was a guy, I still remember his match at One Night Stand against John Cena in ECW when he won the championship belt, and that was cool to see. But I grew up loving Rob Van Dam. He was a guy, he was everything. He was the whole effing show. That's what his nickname was, and he was awesome at it every night. He was Mr. Monday Night. That's just his nickname, and in ECW, he was great. But congratulations to him. Well-deserved for sure. All right, Alex, what do you got this week in wrestling history?
So this week's wrestling history is TNA Live from Friday, March 23rd, 2012. And this took place at the First Arena in Elmira, New York. Attendance is unknown. This was not a pay-per-view. This is just a regular show. The first match... House show, yeah. The first match was Mr. Anderson against Robbie E. And Mr. Anderson defeated Robbie E. Gail Kim defeated Mickie James for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Austin Aries defeated Zema Ion for the TNA X Division title. Rob Van Dam defeated Magnus. Crimson defeated Gunner. Garrett Bischoff and James Storm defeated Bully Ray and Kurt Angle. So you got a nice card. A nice card here. Yeah, you got a big names in here. You got matches that sound like they were very interesting because they probably were. The one that catches my eye the most, Rob Van Dam defeating Magnus. That might have been an interesting matchup back in the day, 2012. I didn't watch TNA back then, but I saw bits and pieces of it because I'd be flipping through the channels and I'd get caught on Spike because it was on Spike before. And I remember watching it when it first started. They were on Fox Sports. Oh my God, going way back. Wow.
Way back. 2005, 2004. I told you the story. I was at Lockdown. 2005. I told you that story. When I go back when the installation first happened, when Jeff Jarrett held the TNA Heavyweight Championship. He was wrestling Ron Killings, who's now known as R-Truth, for that belt. Yeah, that's how far I go back with TNA. That was when TNA was freaking awesome. That was when TNA was great. It's still really good. It just doesn't have the following that it should. But that's it seems like a very, in my opinion, a very solid show. I think, like I said, I think TNA's had deeper.
Oh, they've had deeper shows, deeper rivalries. One that I've seen before was Austin Aries and Bully Ray, that rivalry with Hulk Hogan in the mix. And I remember seeing this because nobody knew who Suicide was at the time. And Hulk Hogan was like, "Who are you?" And the question, Suicide was like, "The question is, do you know who I am?" And he took off the mask.
Yes, I remember.
And he had the X Division title.
Yes, he did. Austin Aries, yep. I remember that he created that idea where they gave the opportunity to cash it in for a championship opportunity. I remember that. Yeah, that's a good one. That's going down memory lane, really.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It makes me feel old, man. Oh, God. All right, Alex. So we're going to let's do some
trivia. Yep.
I'll do some trivia. Let's do it, man.
Trivia. So who was the first NXT champion? This is easy.
Oh, that's easy. That is, what is it? It's
Monday Night Messiah.
Seth Rollins.
Yep.
I almost said Neville. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. Come on, give me like a tough one. Give me like one.
What year did WrestleMania 7 take place?
Oh, for God's sakes. I said tough one. I didn't say impossible. What was that main event? Was that... Crap. What the hell was that main event? That wasn't Slaughter Hogan, was it?
Yes, it was.
Was it really?
Yes, it was.
Does it actually say that on there?
No, but the year was 1991.
I gotta look this up quick. Was that really it? I believe
the year was 91. 91.
WrestleMania 7. Hold on 1 second. Oh my God! What a pathetic life I live. Holy crap! I got the main event right. That's so sad. Oh wow! Like if I told my wife that, my wife would say to me, she would say, "You can't remember to close a draw, but you remember the main event for WrestleMania 7."
I got a difficult one now. Who were the first?
What was the date of that one, by the way? What was the date?
91. I don't know the date. I don't know the date.
Oh, then you said the date.
Who were? I got a harder one. Difficult one.
Oh, great! A harder one. That's great.
Who were the first IWGP Tag Team Champions?
Oh my God! What? I mean, did it involve Chono at all?
Nope.
I didn't think so. Who is it?
Kengo Kimura and Tatsumi Fujinami. They're Japanese names.
Yeah, I know they are Japanese names, Alex. All right, fine. I got one for you. Okay. I'll start easy for you. Who was the first ever NXT North American champion?
Adam Cole.
I was just going to say Alex. Come on now. I was just going to say. Okay. Where was the first AEW pay-per-view held at?
First one. Dang, is it Chicago?
Vegas. Remember Double or Nothing at MGM Grand.
Dang it.
Yeah. All right. And then I'll do one more. I'll throw one more your way, and then we'll get to job. Push fire a job.
I got
you know what? You can give me one more after two. Okay. How many times did The Rock and Stone Cold face each other at WrestleMania?
7.
7? I think it was 3. That's 3.
Oh. Who won the first New Japan Cup tournament?
What the hell? What year was this?
I'll give you a hint.
Great.
His theme song has a guitar riff.
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yep, he won that. The first one.
When did that start? I wonder when that actually started. That's interesting. You know, should we throw Speedy one?
Yeah, throw Speedy one. You probably want to know.
Speedy, where are you? There he
is. Oh yeah, I get to do one.
By
the way, before you get to that, Josh,
ask him like the easiest
yeah.
one.
Josh, I just want to say something before you ask the question. I looked up. I made a random guess on your attendance thing with the Athletics Giants Game 3, that World Series game. I was about 5,500 off.
Oh. Well, my question to you is this: were you impressed at the fact that I got the WrestleMania 7 main event correctly?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go upstairs. Melissa's gonna be like, "So you remember that, but you don't remember to put the groceries away."
I want to give Speedy the easiest question.
Give him the easiest one on the planet.
Who formed the Bullet Club first?
I couldn't tell you that. No, I couldn't tell you that. Nope.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'll give you one, Speedy. By the way, that was Prince
the easiest one.
That's Prince Devitt that did that.
No, the easiest one for me is that Andre the Giant was in The Princess Bride. That's pretty much all I wrestle in college.
Okay, Speedy, I got one for you. Who? Okay, hold on. I gotta think of this one.
I know one.
Who was a topic? Who were the two wrestlers that was a topic on the Weekend Crunch?
Oh, yeah. That was Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy. Oh, what's the last name? Savage, I think it was.
Yeah! Good job, Speedy.
Josh, I got one more for you.
Oh,
Who
for
was
me.
this is easy. Who's the first Tiger Mask?
The first Tiger Mask? How is that easy? How is that easy? Maybe you it's easy. It ain't easy to me.
Notorious Sayama.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to know that. Come on, Alex. I got the Alex. I got the WrestleMania 7 main event correct. I mean, come on, because we should have ended this discussion after that happened. All right, let's get into push, fire, or job. I got a first name for you, Alex. Thank you, Speedy, for helping with that. I got an interesting name to start with you first. You got to think about this one. Roderick Strong.
Push. That's so easy.
You think it's easy? Why?
Because like he's a great athlete. We've seen him in many different matches. He's been in matches against his own Undisputed Era buddies. He's been in a match against Finn Balor.
Now he's gone off of that though. So now he's single. So now do you still push him though?
Maybe not. I would say.
You're thinking back now.
Yeah. I would say job.
You had to think about it for a minute. You jumped into it. You jumped into it. You said push, and I said, no, I wouldn't job. I would still push him, give him a chance at the North American Championship. I would still give him a chance at the North American Championship. He's too good of an athlete. In my opinion, he's still too good.
You know who I would job?
Who would you job?
Cameron Grimes.
Well, do you hear my cat meowing in the background? Ay vey. All right, I got another one for you. This will be an interesting one. Okay, Private Party.
Push, because they're just a good tag team. Like the matches prove it.
But now, where are you? So you're jumping the gun with this, Alex. You're instantly saying, "Boom, boom, boom." You got to think about it before you say it, because then when you look back on it, you're going to say,
Matt Hardy's kind of like lifted them up, made them look good.
I know he's lifted them up, but at the same time, it's almost like to the point of, my thought process with the whole thing is, with Matt Hardy, is he holding them back kind of with his stupid gimmick?
Yeah. So
okay, fine. And then you could give me a few after. Okay. Master Wado.
Oh, I'm not going to job him, and I'm not going to fire him.
Wow, so that leaves only one option left, Alex. That's what I call it. Ladies and gentlemen, we call that process of elimination.
Well, maybe actually I'm going to job him. Yeah, I'm going to job him.
Okay, so you're going to job him. See, it's tough with him.
Yeah, because he hasn't really got a good matchup yet to really show his athleticism. Master Wado, I would probably just keep him. Yeah, I'm gonna job him because they really just haven't. And New Japan hasn't really put him on full display yet. And we haven't seen one match yet where he's gotten a championship opportunity, so I would job him. But who else would I have for push fire job? I would say Shingo Takagi, that's going to be a push because he is a heavy hitter. He's a powerhouse. He's a submission specialist. He's somebody who never quits in a matchup, and he's won the tag titles before, I think. So yeah, he's definitely going to be a push. Who else can I think of? I'm thinking really hard about this. Show would definitely be a push. And then it's now time for the finishing move. So my finishing move is we are going to for WrestleMania. I'm excited about WrestleMania, but here's my thoughts on it and what the main event's going to be. I think the main event's gonna possibly steal the show, and I would like to see Daniel Bryan go over and win the match and beat Roman Reigns and Edge, but it has to be a good fight. There has to be back and forth. There has to be just an all-out brawl in the match. There has to be some twists and turns. There has to be some suicide dives, just throwing caution to the wind. And also, there's another match that I'm really looking forward to. Is I want to see Randy Orton, and I want to see how the Randy Orton and the Fiend thing comes together. Maybe the Fiend will have a match with Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Who knows? Hopefully that happens. Or we get Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, the type of style where it's a false count anywhere match. And if you want to know more about WrestleMania, you can check out my article on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network blog. I wrote a very good article about WrestleMania and how I see the show turning out. I also wrote one for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, so I highly recommend checking those articles out because they're good reads. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the show. Speedy, do you want to tell the fans where they can reach us, how they can download the app, also where they can follow the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, and how they can contact Off the Mat?
Yes, you could download the app, Worldwide Sports Radio, WWSRN on iPhone in the App Store, or on Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. You could follow the Worldwide Sports Radio Network at WWSRN_radio on Twitter and Instagram, Worldwide Sports Radio Network on Facebook and YouTube. And then Off the Mat is at Off the Mat WWSRN on Twitter and Facebook. Stay tuned tomorrow. We got 3 shows tomorrow. How You Know at 1 p.m. We got the Sports Hit List at 4 p.m. and Errol and myself on Below the Mic at 6 p.m. So stay tuned for all the great shows here on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
That's going to do it for the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed, please be sure to come back next week. Next Tuesday, Lyle Gillen will be back with us. And stay tuned for a great show next week. We got a lot in store. That's going to do it for this week's show. And we'll see you all next week. Same time, same place. Have a good night, everyone.
I must bid you adieu. So say with me now if you know it. Goodbye. And good night.
Thank you for listening to Off the Mat on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Your all things wrestling and sports entertainment. It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.